waited over 1 year for AEW's first ever Blood and Guts match, and it delivered, for the most part, an amazing 4-way tag team match where sadly the people on my shirt did not win, a shocking announcement of who Kenny Omega's Double or Nothing opponent may be, and so much more as we review Blood and Guts 2021. Welcome to a brand new episode of Can We Talk Wrestling, and we are starting right now. We did it! We waited a year. What was supposed to be the Inner Circle versus the Elite, we got the Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle in the first ever Blood and Guts match. But before we get there, we have a lot to uncover. So let's take it back from the beginning. Kenny Omega versus Nakazawa versus Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston in a stellar tag team match. Don Callis actually starts off by saying, "Oh, Kenny's not here," attacks Moxley and Kingston from behind, and Moxley and Kingston get the win with the Young Bucks and the Good Brothers attacking them. Do I smell the Double or Nothing match between both of these teams? I think I do. I'm really excited if this is what it is setting up for Double or Nothing, just because I feel like Kingston and Moxley do deserve a tag team title match. I love them as a tag team. I feel like their dynamic works very well, especially because off screen they are best friends in real life, and usually when that happens, it works on TV. But it does make me kind of sad because I don't think that they are going to win, but I wish they would, because I would just love to see them just wreck the whole tag team division as the dominant tag team that they are. But it should be a killer match, an amazing match to, I believe, open the show with Double or Nothing. So I'm excited for that. But moving on to the tag team match to determine the number one contenders next week, which is kind of confusing because A, I swear they hyped this up as a fatal 4-way eliminator match. 2, pretty sure they also said that the winners of this match would then go on to Double or Nothing to be the number one contenders. But maybe I'm just dumb and I wasn't paying attention. But, you know, Jurassic Express, I just expected so much of you. Look, I'm wearing a shirt on, I'm wearing a wrestling shirt on a Wednesday. I do not wear a wrestling shirt on a Wednesday. I wear wrestling shirts on Fridays and Sundays. This is a big deal. But, besides that, what a killer match. All 8 people, as far as I can do math in my head, all 8 participants looked amazing. All 4 teams looked really good, and SCU picks up the win, and next week they're going to be wrestling the Young Bucks, and sadly they will be breaking up because obviously we have the stipulation that if SCU loses one more tag team match, they split those. But they'll get the recognition they deserve because now Daily's Place pretty much has nearly a full crowd. I know at Double or Nothing they are going to have the full crowd, which is really exciting. But this should be a really good match. Obviously these teams do have a lot of chemistry, as we've seen in previous times that they've wrestled. So it should be a really good match. I'm excited. Next week's Dynamite is also pretty stacked, as we'll get to. But yeah, this is pretty intriguing. I like this. And talking about intriguing, Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. Oh my god, their promo was so good. Obviously last week we saw them beat up Sting and Darby Allin, and now they're like trying to say that Sting is injured, and I'm like, oh, okay buddy. But, you know, Ethan Page talks about how in his promo that him and Darby had a series of matches but no one really saw them, so that's a sub and evolve. But let's just talk about just our out of the ring kind of development here, that we don't get along. And then Scorpio very much said, like, Sting's a bitch. And he called him Steve, didn't even call him Sting, called him by his real name. And they threw Darby Allin down a flight of stairs. This is something I'm really looking forward to. This tag match should be really good because I know that Ethan and Darby really did have really good matches in Evolve and other independent companies. But meaning that Miro does have a match next week for the TNT title, and I want Miro to win, just makes me sad that we won't get Darby and Ethan for the TNT title. I mean, we still can eventually. It's not like AEW's ending tomorrow, but still. But this is something that really intrigued me. I love Scorpio as a heel. I feel like this was the best decision for him to make. Whether it was his idea or AEW's idea, I still have no idea. But it was really good. And maybe Double or Nothing? All Out? But that tag match should be really, really good. And speaking of matches for Double or Nothing, next week we have a number 1 contenders match between apparently the number 2 ranked people, which is Pac at number 1, understandable, and Orange Cassidy. And so Kenny came out as Tony was making this announcement, and Kenny was like, oh, but it's going to be Pac. Like, why can't we just make the match now? It doesn't make sense for it to be Orange. And Orange came out, then Kenny cut this really good promo against Orange, saying, like, no one knows who you are. I'm a shade guy, too. You're stealing my look. You know, you can never be a champion. This isn't for you. This is my stage, my show, whatever. So, I'm intrigued. Because Kenny and Orange, to me, I mean, I'm a huge Orange Cassidy fan. I very much want him to get this opportunity at the title. But I mean, to headline one of your biggest pay-per-views of the year, I would not be going with Orange Cassidy versus Kenny Omega just because I feel like it's not like a draw match. But then I feel like we've seen Pac and Kenny a lot. So I guess I mean it's something different. But like Hangman Page, hello. And based off the promo work, it does feel like Orange is going to win unless somebody comes in next week and very much interferes, whether it be Hangman Page or maybe Miro or somebody else. But I don't know. I mean, it is different. I would love to see them wrestle against each other, but to me, the headline of pay-per-view, that just isn't the match that I would want to see. I'm probably, like, I don't know. It depends. It really depends for me. But I'm looking forward to next week. Pac and Orange should be a really good match, and maybe Orange will be the one to wrestle Kenny and lose, because Orange is no way winning. But yeah, that should be intriguing. But definitely different though. Definitely very different. I like different. And then we go into the controversial Blood and Guts match. Now, the first half of this match, amazing. The commercials killed me. Because we missed a lot of important things within the commercials. Wardlow entering the match, Jericho taking out Tully, Tully taking out the ref, MJF climbing to the top of the cage. So I didn't like that there was commercials. I wish TK would have just paid TNT like the commercial thing and just ran the whole match without commercials. It would have flowed a lot better as well. But I am not the biggest fan of the ending. You know, there's other things too. Like, obviously, I believe that I think one of the members of FTR might have gotten injured because I think it's Cash. Like, he really didn't move for a good, like, 10 minutes. And Jericho was, like, calling the match out loud to Aubrey. So I think something went wrong or somebody got hurt. So if that did happen, well wishes to them. I mean, I don't know, but we'll see. And what else did I not like? I liked that everyone was bleeding. I love that everyone was in white at Pinnacle. Inner Circle, love the jail thing, like love the jail suits. I thought that was really cool too. But I was not the biggest fan of the ending just because I knew it was going to end by like surrender, but I would have done like such a stronger surrender spot. Like, I don't really know in my head what I was thinking, but in my head I didn't go into tonight thinking, oh yeah, how this match is going to end is MJF's going to throw Jericho, like, MJF's going to throw Jericho off the cell, wow. He's going to throw him off the cage, Sammy's going to surrender, that's the match going to end. But I mean, before the ending it was really good, and obviously too, like, I will talk about the whole thing with like, oh, it seems so fake, because by looking at the spot you could tell it was padded. So, we have seen AEW take very risky spots. I mean, even this match, so many of the wrestlers took headshots with chairs, which is pretty dangerous, and it sounded nasty as hell. And obviously go back to All Out in 2020 when Hardy finished the match with a concussion and everyone was trashing AEW. Like, are you kidding me? Like, it was obvious Hardy had a concussion. What doctor cleared him to continue this match? I would have rather Jericho land safely and Jericho, like, it was still a crazy spot, don't get me wrong, but I would have rather Jericho be safe as hell than get injured by taking a really nasty fall. So I don't mind that it looked padded or fake. I'm just happy Jericho is okay. You have to remember, Jericho's not the youngest guy in the world. Like, Darby Allin's in his early to late 20s. Jericho is 50 years old. he has a fragile body, as we've seen over the past couple years. So, yeah, like, I liked the match, except the last 120 seconds. But MJF definitely looked like a mega heel. I would not mind if potentially after Double or Nothing, maybe heading to All Out. Well, no, because I want Adam to take the belt off Kenny to All Out. So maybe when Adam wins the belt All Out, his first challenger be MJF. I think MJF is slowly but surely climbing the ranks to a title win again. I mean, this match just proved that he is a top heel and he's going to be someone definitely within the business that you're going to want to rock with. You know, like he's a cool dude. But yeah, I thought this was a really good episode of Dynamite. It's just, you know, like little things like the commercials, the ending to the match. I was not a fan of the back-to-back interviews either, between Kenny and then Demiro. But yeah. So, make sure to like this video, comment what you guys thought about Blood and Guts, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. Make sure to click that bell for notifications and subscribe. And right after this video, I will be posting my reaction/review to Woman of Honor, Episode 2. If you have not seen it, make sure to check it out on Ring of Honor's YouTube channel every Wednesday right before Dynamite. And it looks like we have someone already entering that tournament, but I'm not going to tell you who. Watch the video right after this. And that's all for me. Bye, guys.